everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 2,500 point battle, Lord Tremendous of the Warriors of Chaos, that's me, versus Gorkfoot of the Orcs and Goblins. I haven't played this guy in a long time. I'm glad I was able to finally get a game in with him. Unfortunately, real life rears his ugly head and makes it hard to get games in. Stupid real life getting in the way of fantasy. It ought to be illegal. Anyway, it was a pretty good game, so sit back, relax, and get ready to see how this all panned out for yours truly. Here's my list, slightly different because it's my Rock War list. It's my 2,500 point list, so yay! But I have my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. He's got the Mark Zinch, level 4 Wizard, Chaos Armor, Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, Other, Trickster Shard, Soul Feeder, Scaled Skin, Flame Breath, and Laura Metal. My hero choices are my Exalted Hero, Lady Elizabeth, with Mark Zinch, Chaos Steed, BSB, Halberd, Helmet Many Eyes, Dawnstone, and Poisonous Slime. Last but not least, of course, is my Exalted Hero, Catastrophe, with the Mark Zinch, Demonic Mount, Halberd, Talisman of Preservation, and Third Eye of Zinch. My core choices consisted of 5 Warhounds, the Manipulative Mutts, they're butt naked, 18 Chaos Warriors, Blood Tide, with Mark Korn, Halberds, Banner Musician, and the Banner of Rage, and 17 Forsaken. That's right, at 2,500 points, I bring 2 extra guys. My special choice consists of my 5 Chaos Knights, Elizabeth's Honor Guard, and they've got the Mark Zinch and Sorcelled Weapons, Banner Musician, and the Standard of Discipline. And my rare choices consist of 3 Skull Crushers. I know I swore up, down, left, right, and sideways that I would never use these guys again, but you know what? At 2,500 points, I thought about bringing back the Chimera. I thought about bringing in another Beast. But it really bothered me to have a Fortitude of 5. I wanted something with a high armor save, but a lot of attacks. And Skull Crushers just are the way to go. I got the points, I got the models. I just got to learn how to use them. So I gave them Lances because I wanted to give them the Banner of Eternal Flame because I want to bring flaming attacks in the army other than just on the Demon Prince. They have a Banner Musician, no Unit Champion because Unit Champion is waste. And I'm giving them a shot. And, well, you'll see how it works out. And then, of course, the one, the only, the Mutalith Vortex. Gotta love the beast. My opponent's list is as follows. He had a Savage Orc War Boss as his general with the Obsidian Blade and the Armor of Destiny. And he had a Savage Orc Great Shaman with the who's just a level 4 wizard. I think halfway through the game he realizes that he should have put the Shrunken Head on this guy, and he didn't. I believe that was just an oversight. His hero choices are a Savage Orc Big Boss, and his entire purpose in life is to carry around the BSB. And he's got a Night Goblin Shaman, who's a level 2 wizard with a Sword of Might and a Dispel Scroll. His core choices consist of 40 Savage Orc Biggins with full command, and then 4 units of 20 Night Goblins with Banner Musician, 3 Fanatics, and Short Bows. They all had the same kit out. That's right, 12 Fanatics. I was not excited about that. Okay, that's a lie, I kinda was. His special choice consists of 6 Trolls and a unit of 10 Orc Boar Boys with Banner Musician, and his rare choice was an Arachnarok Spider. These are my spells, which are just 4 from Metal. And these are my opponent's spells, which consists of a ton of them, 4 from the Big Wog and 2 from the Little Wog. Here's deployment, and I mean, I knew he was just going to mass up on the side there. So really the only tactical thing I did, well, and I use that term loosely, is I put my Flaming Banner Skull Crushers where they could get a hold of the Trolls. I wanted a flank charge, but with those Goblins in the way, it just wasn't likely. So really the idea was to, get the Skull Crushers into the Trolls and hope that he rolled poorly for his throw-up tests. It'd only be 6 at worst. So I was hoping. The Forsaken, on the other hand, were going to either get a hold of the Savage Orcs, they were going to get a hold of the Goblins, the Trolls, when the Skull Crushers get in there, whatever happened, they were just there mostly as support. Catastrophe. He was either going to go into the Savage Orcs or the Trolls. I hadn't decided yet. With his 3-up ward save, I figured even he could stand up to the puke. He was also going to be used to pull out the Fanatics on the right flank too, if at all possible, or the left, wherever I needed to send them. The Dogs, their entire purpose was to pull out any and all Fanatics that they possibly could. My Corn Warriors stay behind them, so I don't have to charge any inopportune charges. My Chaos Knights with Lady Elizabeth are just going to sit there and either try to get a charge off on the Boar Boys or the Spider. My Beast was over there ready to put his spell off on the Goblins, either to get them to flee off the table or with a little luck get a spawn. And my Demon Prince was going to try to either deal with the Spider or the Boar Boys. Ideally, I wanted his Boar Boys and his Spider to charge my Demon Prince because he could take that no problem, unless I'm just going to roll like crap for him, which I was hoping I wasn't going to roll like that. But yeah, that was what I was planning, and then my Demon Prince was just hopefully going to be able to dodge Fanatics and not get squished that way. But yep, that's why I deployed this way, and now you know. Here's my opponent's right flank, which from left to right consists of his Ragnarok Spider, his 10 Boar Boys, one's missing, but he is there, and a unit of Night Goblins with Fanatics, Band of Musician. Here's my opponent's center. From left to right, there's another unit of Night Goblins with his little level 2 Shaman in there, and there's his big-ass brick of Savage Orc Biggins with BSB level 4 Shaman and his General in there, I believe. And here's his left flank, which consists of, from left to right, his Trolls and another unit of Night Goblins. This is my right flank. From right to left, there's my Skull Crushers and my Forsaken. Here's my center, which consists of Catastrophe, my Corn Warriors, my Dogs, and Lady Elizabeth with her Knights. And my left flank, which consists of Lord Tremendous and the Beast. And I'm really liking that combo. Having Tremendous and the Beast together is real nice, so I do find myself deploying them together quite often. Here's top of one after movement, and thank the gods I got to go first. And as you can see, everything with a save that I believe could handle a Fanatic runs as close as they could. The Dogs shoot all the way up to 14 inches. Catastrophe does the same. Lord Tremendous moves up and dares the Spider and the Boar Boys to charge him. The Beast moves up slightly just so he can get in range of his spell. And other than that, the Knights and the Corn Warriors, they move up conservatively. Meanwhile, the Forsaken are like, screw it, let's go get in trouble. And my Skull Crushers move up on the side there to put some pressure on my opponent's flank, just to make him think twice about moving up, or making him move the Night Goblins up and go through Catastrophe, which I was pretty sure could take as many Fanatics as that unit had. During the magic phase, the Beast is able to get his spell off on the Orc Boar Boys, which is awesome because I rolled a 4, which means it's the one that bounces, and I was really hoping it was going to go through his entire army. But there you go, there's what ended up happening. It went through 3 units, and then I rolled a 1, but I rolled really low for the amount of toughness checks he had to take. I think it was like 3 or 4 a unit, and he rolled pretty average. The Boar Boys lost 1 guy, the Goblins in the middle there lost 2, and the other unit of Goblins lost 2. It was not overly effective, but it's a few dead. I'll take it. I'll take that better than 0, And then during the magic phase, I had some dice left after he dispelled a few spells, and I got Golden Hounds off on the Spider, and it actually slipped a wound through. So, dog took a pound of flesh out of the Spider, and I'll take that. With all that said and done, because shooting is for elves, and I didn't have any combat yet, we went to bottom of 1, and my opponent passes all of his animosity tests and just sends in not only the Spider, but the Boar Boys into my Demon Prince. And while I was slightly concerned about that, because that is a lot more than I expected him to just get like that, it was a worthy gamble, because I was pretty sure that my Demon Prince could handle that, once I realized also that there was no character in with the Boar Boys. So I felt pretty good about that, as long as the Spider's Venom Surge didn't hit and wound, Other than that, his Goblins moved up a little bit. They didn't want to release their Fanatics yet because he was still too close to his side of the table, but he moved up so that if anything of mine moved up, they were going to release. His Savage Orcs charged my Dogs, and I decided that I didn't want them across the table that fast. I really hadn't positioned anything for a good flank charge or anything like that, so I fled with the Dogs, and they got away. And his Trolls moved up slightly. That was about it. Here's a better picture of his Boar Boys and the Ragnarok Spider slamming into my Demon Prince. And like I said, I'm a little apprehensive about this fight because I know it's a gamble, but at the same time, I was feeling cocky. So why not, right? And there's a better picture of the Dog saying, no, not yet. I'm not ready for the Savage Orcs to be across the table. During his magic phase, I let him get off Gift of the Spider God on his archers. Yeah, I know it's poisoned attacks, but it was strength 3. I wasn't overly concerned. And then in the shooting phase, all of his archers that can shoot shot at my dogs. 3 of them died. Not enough to make them below 25%, but really, really close. And then over here, in combat, I'm able to kill 3 of the boar boys, and I take a wound for my trouble. Not terrible. Not terrible. I think I lose this combat because I did 3 wounds, but he charged, had a banner, and did a wound, plus he had a musician. So I believe I lose this combat. Obviously, I'm unbreakable, so I don't go anywhere, but his Venom Surge did actually hit and wound. It was poison. But I was lucky and I actually made one of my saves. I know I was stunned too, but that could have been so left field. But yeah, anyway, I end up losing this combat, but I'm unbreakable and we stay. So, with all that said and done, we go into top of 2, and I won't lie to you, I make some poor choices. Catastrophe charges into the Night Goblins on my right flank there, and the idea was that he would release his fanatics towards Catastrophe and get them out of the way. My opponent apparently was not sitting on his shoulders and realized my ploy, because shortly after Catastrophe charged, I sent in, declared a charge with my Skull Crushers into his trolls. And the idea here was that the Skull Crushers have so many attacks that I was hoping to be able to kill maybe 9 of the trolls before they got the puke on me. What I didn't factor into my genius equation of stupidity was that I was probably going to lose 1 or 2 Skull Crushers on the charge into the trolls because of the fanatics. Really immensely stupid on my part. But that's kind of my MO. So it is what it is. The Skull Crushers did charge in. They did obviously make it, and they lose a guy for their trouble because I'm dumb. Other than that, I think the Beast, I was debating on charging in to the boar boys with the Beast, but then I said, screw it, I'm going to keep on hitting the goblins up and hopefully make a unit flee off the table or something like that. My dogs fail to rally, so they continue to flee. And other than that, the rest of my army kind of hangs back because I'm not ready to deal with the Savage Orcs yet. There's a better picture of Catastrophe slamming into the Night Goblins, and believe it or not, one of the fanatics that passed through him did actually do a wound to him, did slip past his armor and ward save, so that kind of sucked. And there's a better picture of the Skull Crusher slamming into the trolls, and only 2 make it, because 1 gets obliterated by fanatics that they run through. I do end up actually landing on one of the fanatics too, so it's like 4d6 strength 5 armor piercing hits. Really painful. But I did kill a fanatic. I guess that was worth it. Awesome. During the magic phase, my luck starts to turn, and I am able to get the beast spell off on the Night Goblins, and I get the number 6 spell off, and comes back, and what an opportune time for him to come back it was, because I'm able to put him within 6 inches of that unit, and I do. I put him in the back there because I was hoping that he would send fanatics after him, because if he didn't, I was going to slam him into that unit with the Night Goblin Shaman in it and just hold it there until either the goblins got lucky and killed the spawn, or until all of them were dead, and therefore he lost a caster, and all those points. So I was really thrilled that I was able to roll that well and get a spawn behind his lines, because releases 6 fanatics on his side of the table, which is awesome. Now it's just hoping that my luck holds out and the fanatics start heading towards his Savage Orcs or his Goblins or whatever. He does take 2 of them and put them through my spawn, which was smart. But yeah, you'll see how that works out in a minute. But otherwise, those 4 end up right there. I mean, he did put them in the right direction, but now it's all random, so I was really hoping it was going to fall back towards his army a little bit. Or even better, block his Savage Orcs and make them take a bunch of wounds before they could charge me. Unfortunately, since released the fanatics, my opponent sent 2 through him, hit him no problem, and did like 7 or 8 wounds to him and killed him. So he's spawned, and then he's taken right back off the table. But for releasing 6 fanatics, against my opponent's will, that was awesome. And we skip shooting because, and we go straight into combat. And as you can see, I think I kill another 2 or 3 of the boar boys. They do nothing to me. In the end, I think I win this combat by 1, but they stay, so it doesn't really matter. No, I'm sorry, that's not true at all. They do not stay. They break and they get away. That's what happens. Yep. There's a better picture of them getting away from my Demon Prince, because I do try to pursue the spider and it gets away. So the Boar Boys and the spider get away, but one more Boar Boy dies because the banner explodes for whatever reason. And yes, even after going through the fanatics, nothing else happened. There was like 2 or 3 wounds or hits done, and the ones that did wound, we were both able to ward save, so, or armor save, so it really wasn't a big deal. During combat over here, Catastrophe just starts the long process of getting through a horde of goblins, steadfast goblins no less, with the reroll. So it is what it is. Obviously he wins combat, obviously they're steadfast, and obviously they make their break check. During combat over here, it goes pretty poorly. My dice rolls start to turn on me a little bit. I know, it's my fault. I'm lucky to have a Skull Crusher left. I kill one troll, he kills one Skull Crusher. I win this because I charged, did 3 wounds, I have a banner, and believe it or not, I had high ground to his 3 wounds, but he's steadfast. Reroll with the general right there, and lo and behold, they make it. So, oh, that was a stupid charge on my part. There was no reason to send them in there yet, but I'm dumb. What can I tell you? So, with my embarrassment fully sated, we go into bottom of 2 after movement, and there's not a whole lot. The Fanatics bounce around a little bit, don't really do any significant damage, but the Boar Boys and the Spider are able to rally, and so they don't flee off the table. Other than that, nothing else really happens. Yeah, see, there's one of the Fanatics that bounced through Catastrophe and the unit he was fighting. It does a bunch of damage to the unit, but Cass is able to make his armor and ward save no problem. During his magic phase, he tries to get Foot of Gork off on my knights, and it deviates far enough away from them that it doesn't hit them, but it does land on the ass end of the beast. Luckily for me, the beast is able to regen the wound, so I was very happy about that, because getting the beast put out like a used cigarette was not something I wanted to see. But it was the big Foot of Gork, and my opponent was able to get another shot with it, and he puts it on the Corn Warriors. It deviates once again, but as you can see, that's where it lands. And 4 Corn Warriors get squished between Gork or possibly Mork's feet, and I gotta be honest, that is a terrible way to go. Could you imagine big orc foot right on your face parts? Yeah, I'd rather get stabbed in the guts any day, you know? Ugh, give me a clean death. After that, though, we go into combat, and Catastrophe, as you can see, is able to kill more goblins. They are still steadfast, they still make their break check, and go nowhere. Expected it, fully understood it, just really, you know, why not? I'll take 80 points, sure. And then over here, I get lucky as hell because the 4 puke attacks, I'm maybe to kill one more troll. The 4 puke attacks, only 2 wounds, so the Skull Crusher actually stays. And with my 3 wounds and a banner to his 2 wounds, I win this combat. He's steadfast with the reroll, and he makes it off his general's leadership. So, oh well, but at the same time, I'm holding the trolls up, and I've been able to kill 2 now, thanks to the Skull Crushers. So it's not a complete, you know, foobar situation, but it's still pretty bad. So we go to top of 3 after movement, and as you can see, my knights go into the Night Goblins because screw the Fanatics. My Demon Prince goes into the Spider because I don't like spiders. The Beast, I believe, tries to charge the Boar Boys and fails. I think I rolled like Snake Eyes or something. It was really bad. And other than that, I'm still a little iffy about sending my infantry in, so they hold back a little bit. And of course, the dogs don't rally and they continue to flee. There's a better picture of my Demon Prince slamming into the Spider. I just didn't want it coming back into the combat in the flank or something like that. Just, I would rather deal with it right now. And with the Boar Boys down to 3 models, I was pretty sure that if the Beast didn't pick up the spare, that something would be able to get a hold of those things and kill it before the game was over. There's a better picture of the Beast failing to charge against the Boar Boys. It was too bad, but again, I wasn't worried about the Boar Boys charging the Beast. If they did, I was going to hopefully be able to weather their attacks and then smush them with the Beast. During the magic phase, I'm able to get Enchanted Blades of Albion on my knights, which I know they're just fighting goblins, but you know, there's like 20 of them, and I got a lot to go through, and I would like to break this unit if at all possible, and then overrun into the next one because it would have been a beautiful flank shot. Unfortunately, Enchanted Blades was a miscast, but it was a miscast 7. Oh, yeah. Yeah, miscast 7. What a perfect thing to roll in a situation like this where I'm in combat. So the strength 10 hit only hits the spider. I do a wound to it. Yeah, my magic phase ends, but that's fine. I was able to not only get the spell off, but put a wound on the spider opponent, so that's awesome. And it only cost me the rest of my magic phase, which was effective enough, so I can't complain. During combat over here, once again, my catastrophe slaughters enough of them, but he does just enough wounds that there's only 4 guys left. I ended up winning this combat, and the goblins didn't stay. Not only do they flee, but they bounce through a fanatic. So the banner explodes, and the fanatic kills all but 1 goblin. And I'll save, the suspense for you. The goblin never rallies because he needs snakes. He flees off the table, and there's only 1 left to tell the tale of how his entire unit got destroyed. Not only by the big, catastrophe on a demonic pig, but by the fanatic that was. Gotta love that. And then over here in combat, yeah, unfortunately I flub pretty spectacularly. I don't do any more wounds to the trolls, and the trolls are able to puke the last wound onto the Skull Crusher and melt him into his baser elements with bile and stomach acids. Gotta love it. It's my own stupid fault. I never should have charged him into the troll's frontage like that. It should have been a flank or a rear had I just not gotten overly excited. The hope was that I hit him and I do 9 wounds and kill the whole back rank. Yeah, I knew I would take 3 pukes, but I was hoping only 2 would wound. They would not be stubborn or steadfast. They'd lose by a ton, and I'd be able to run them down. It was a glory shot. It was a huge gamble, and it did not pay off. I took out 2 trolls for the cost of 3 Skull Crushers. Not the Skull Crushers' fault. They actually performed very well, all things considered, so I'm actually enjoying the unit. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep playing with them and see if I can't actually, to put it as another battle reporter put it, find first gear with them. And then over here in combat, believe it or not, it goes very, very well. Yeah, go figure. Chaos Knights can take goblins. I'm able to kill all but like 9 of them. They are not steadfast. They break. They get run down, and I'm able to get that sweet flank shot into the goblins with the shaman in it, which I'm very excited about now because next turn, if I can destroy all those guys during my opponent's turn, not only will that be great because he'll be out 1 caster, but then I'll be in perfect position to charge the Savage Orcs either in the flank or the rear. Either would be ideal. And then over here, the Demon Prince is able to put 2 wounds through on the Ragnarok Spider. Spider doesn't do anything back to the Demon Prince. The Spider loses, but it makes his break check because it's like Stubborn 6 or something. A little surprising, but at the same time, I shouldn't have been. Those spiders are friggin' terrifying. So, with that all said and done, we go to bottom of 3 after movement, and you're looking at it. The Boar Boys do charge the Beast and make it. The Savage Orcs and the Trolls all move up because they don't want to be charged in the flank by my Knights after the, what's it called? The Night Goblins with the Shaman get killed. And other than that, not a whole lot. Everything else that he's got is pretty much dead in combat. The Fanatics bounce around, but they really don't do anything of over significance. There's a better picture of his Boar Boy slamming into my Beast. And there's another picture making slightly a liar out of me. That little crazy fanatic bounces through a catastrophe again and causes another wound. Those things are dangerous. But he's still up, he's still mobile, and with 1 wound left, catastrophe is still a force to be reckoned with. So he's not out of this fight yet. Over here, during his magic phase, he's able to get Here We Go off on the Savage Orcs, which sucks because I really wanted to charge them with my Corn Warriors and my Forsaken. But with rerolling to hit and to wound for the entire unit, yeah, screw that. He can charge me. I am not going to charge that unit next turn. And then combat goes spectacularly over here. Even the horses hit and wound like it's going out of style. Like, I think I missed twice this entire round, and only 1 goblin and the shaman survive. Needless to say, they aren't steadfast, they don't make their break check, and they get run down. Puts my knights a little bit out of position, but hey, I'll take it. I'm just glad that that unit is dealt with and he's got one less caster. Combat over here against the Beast. Not a whole lot. The Beast ends up losing by charge and a banner. I don't take any wounds. I think I kill one. I might have killed one boar boy with the Beast, but with charge and a banner to one wound, I lose by one. And I break, and the Beast gets run down. Oh, that's what I get for underestimating the boar boys. I should have done something. I should have thrown something at them. Oh, gosh. Maybe I should have fled with the Beast. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know, but yeah, the Beast dies because he failed a leadership 8 because the Demon Prince was within 12 inches. I rolled like a 10, and then I rolled like a 6 to flee, so... Oh, does that suck. So yes, with the Beast dead, we go over to combat with the Demon Prince and the Spider, and I'm able to put one more wound through on the Spider. He does nothing back to me. I win by 1, but the Spider actually makes his break check once again, and we stick it out. So, with all that said and done, we go into top of 4 after movement, and I say fuck it. Oop, sorry. I say F it. We go in the Forsaken slam into the Trolls, the Knight slam into the rear of the Trolls. They've got to go. I need to avenge my poor Skull Crushers because I just feel stupid as hell for what I did last turn. Meanwhile, I realize there's nothing I can do about my Khorne Warriors. I could back them up a couple inches. I could bring them forward. It's not going to matter. So what I did is I put them up there as close to the Fanatics as I could. So when the Savage Orcs charge me next turn, maybe they'd land on the Fanatics. Maybe the Fanatics would bounce through them. Anything I could do to give the Fanatics a better shot to hit their own guys. But yeah, that's why I moved my Khorne Warriors up. Catastrophe runs up to watch the rear of the Savage Orcs just to let everyone know that we're coming, and the dogs continue to flee. There's a better picture of the Trolls being hit. Needless to say, we go pretty much straight into combat. Sorry, it was kind of a lot going on, and I forgot to take all the fancy pictures I usually do. But, yep, the Forsaken and the Tzeentch Knights are able to get into combat with the Trolls. The Forsaken get Killing Blow, which isn't all that great, but they were able to kill 3 Trolls and put a wound on the 1 survivor. The 1 surviving Troll is not able to do anything. I believe he swings on the Knights or on the Forsaken. I can't remember which. But everything he tries to wound with, I either armor save with sheer stupid luck or he fails to wound with it. So 1 guy's left. He's lost by a boatload. I think he needs like a 3 or a 4 to stay. And he breaks, and he's running away from the Forsaken, and the Knights run him down. The Forsaken did have to pursue. The Knights just pursued to give the Forsaken away to not get flank charged by the Savage Orcs. So the Trolls are dead, the Crushers are avenged, and now I'm on mop-up detail, so I'm very happy on how that worked out. And then in combat over here, my Demon Prince just pulls out all the stops and puts like 4 wounds on the Spider. The Spider makes no saves because I don't believe it has any at that strength. And then he dies. He curls up like a dead spider would, and I am able to finally put my Demon Prince's attention somewhere else on this table. But he was able to hold off the Boar Boys just long enough for them to kill the Beast, and he was able to kill the Spider all by himself. So I guess all in all, it wasn't a perfect trade, but I'll take what I can get. All that said and done, we go into bottom of 4 after movement, and just as you expected, the Savage Orcs come slamming into the Khorne Warriors. Nothing I could do about that, unfortunately, but I'll take it. Meanwhile, the Fanatics bounce around and don't really do anything, but they do make him panic a little bit. Not, panic like in-game panic, just like, oh man, get away from my Boar Boys! Meanwhile, the Boar Boys kind of just turn and face like they're going to charge a Khorne Warriors. Like, I don't know, he thought maybe they were going to be there next turn. I had no delusions. There's a better picture of his untouched Savage Orc unit slamming into my poor Khorne Warriors, and they're just corpsed. There's nothing I can do there. We go into combat, and I believe my, my Khorne Warriors are able to kill like 12 or 13 of the Savage Orcs. It's a really, really good combat for them. But the Savage Orcs are able to kill, I think, every single one of my of my Corn Warriors. I don't think I think he did so many wounds I wasn't able to make enough saves. They're strength 5 at the moment because of the Biggins and the Choppa special rule. He does so many attacks and so many wounds that even with me rolling decent for my saves, it didn't help, and they all got slaughtered. So the Savage Orcs do overrun like they're supposed to, but it didn't really matter. It just kind of put them slightly out of position. But yeah, that unit just got pulverized. It was nothing I could do. So, with all the pain still deep in my heart, we go to top of 5, and for the most part, not a lot. The Demon Prince runs over to try to exact some sort of revenge on the Savage Orcs. Catastrophe stays right where he's at, and I also put my Demon Prince out there, daring the Boar Boys to charge him. I really didn't care. Other than that, like I said, nothing else turns around and moves because this game is pretty much over. I just don't want to lose anything that would sway it one way or the other. During the magic phase, I'm able to get final transmutation off on his Savage Orcs, and I get his BSB and 5 more Savage Orcs. Plus, I make him stupid for a round, so that's kind of cool. With nothing else going on there, because I don't have any shooting or combat, we go into bottom of 5 after movement, and the only thing that really happens is the Fanatics bounce around a little bit more, don't really do anything, and his, what's it called, his Savage Orcs turn around to face my army because they want to try to get a hold of the Forsaken or get some more points, which they are very capable of doing. I did not want to fight that unit again on his turn, so I was just scared of that. Nothing else really happens, though. I mean, he's got the level 4 still, but he's not able to do anything with it because I have my level 4. And so, we go into top of 6 after movement, and my Knights and my Forsaken go away. Meanwhile, my Demon Prince and Catastrophe charge the Savage Orcs. And the reason I do that is because, to be perfectly honest with you, it didn't feel right to flee. It didn't feel right to get away from them. I felt kind of like I was shorthanded them by not going into the Savage Orcs. So I was like, you know what? I'm going in. I'm sending in a Demon Prince and I'm sending in a Catastrophe because I know if I just move him out of the way, it's an easy victory. I got it, blah, blah, blah. But damn that, damn the easy stuff. If I did things easy, I'd play everything Nurgle, right? I'm just kidding. I have no problem with people that play all Nurgle. I enjoy playing against them. My point is, it's just not my play style. It's not who I am. It's not pain. So I charged, and in true tremendous fashion, my Demon Prince made it. Catastrophe did not. So, oh well. There's a better picture of my Demon Prince slamming into the Savage Orcs because why not? It'll be fun. And there's a better picture of Catastrophe not making it, because even the simple plastic model knows this is a terrible idea. So we go into combat, and my Demon Prince issues a challenge. I was just curious, and his general accepted, so I was able to hit and wound like 5 times. It was ridiculous. Needless to say, the Savage Orc does not make his saves and dies, and that's when I found out he had the Obsidian Blade. So had he gotten his attacks, I would have been epically screwed there. That could have gone really bad for me really fast. So I'm glad. I'm glad that it worked out for me there, and that I was able to kill him before he destroyed my Demon Prince, because no armor saves, that hurts. Needless to say, I win that combat, but he's steadfast and he stays. So we go to bottom 6 after movement, and I'm just going to wrap it up right here. The Demon Prince, all that is man. He kills like 3 or 4 of the Savage Orcs. I win this combat by like 1 or 2. The Savage Orcs, they're not frenzied anymore. They're not anything anymore. They are steadfast, but they roll like a 10, and they break, and they get run down, and boom! There he is, the man of the hour, the Demon Prince of the hour, Lord Tremendous, ran down the Savage Orc brick all by himself. So, yes, Corn Warriors were avenged, and there's the end of the game. That's how the board looked in the end. The only thing he had left on the table were some Fanatics and some Boar Boys that just weren't going to do anything. So, yeah, how crazy was that? Had some bad charges with the Skull Crushers, and, well, Catastrophe was. I'm lucky he's still alive. And then the gamble with the Demon Prince into the Savage Orcs really paid off, betting big to win big and all, but. Oh man, that would have that could have so easily gone the other direction. It should have gone the other direction. I got lucky as hell, and I know it. Losing the beast and stuff to the Boar Boys. Oof! But yeah, you know what? Let's get to the recap in a minute because right now it's time for a quick timeout. Token time, everybody. Tokens. Check them out. All the tokens you could need for anything that you could possibly play. Warhammer 40k, Infinity, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Infinity, Malifaux, whatever you need tokens for, Token Gal can make the tokens. They're dirt cheap, guys. No more than $8 for a set, but they're solid gold quality. I mean, these are glass beads. They magnify the picture and the words. You've got wound counters. You've got status effects. You've got spell effects. +1 toughness, -1 strength. You know, whatever you need. She's got all the magic lores. She's got everything you need for any system that you play. She's got a email address you can send and be like, hey, I'm looking for this. And now she has a website. It's there at the bottom. I'm not going to bother reading it off because if you can't read, what the hell are you doing on the internet? Just seriously, though, check her out. Check out her website. Order yourself some tokens. It's totally worth it. You won't regret it. Hey guys, I know I've already talked to you about this before, but you should really check these pictures out because they were all painted, including my model, by Unleashed Wargaming. And they have their email right up there at the top of the page, and they've also got it down there. They got a YouTube channel. He's working on a website. It's not quite ready yet, but yeah, really, if you get a chance, check these guys out. If you're looking for someone to paint your stuff real good, seriously, check these guys out. Go to his, send him an email, check out his YouTube page. It's really worth your time. It's a phenomenal job. It's quick, it's painless. You don't have to worry about painting your stuff. And soon I'll be running a model that these guys painted for me, and I'm very excited about that. But check out these pictures. Give this guy an email. Check him out on YouTube. Get your models painted by him if you can. It's totally worth it. And tell him Tremendous sent you. Yeah, I want to let you guys know about a new opportunity for you. It's called the Redstone Rumble. It's a major fantasy 40k Flames of War and War Machine event. It's in October 4th and 5th in Huntsville, Alabama. And I'm not going to be able to attend because I'm in the military and I'll be elsewhere during that time. Not for a long time, just unfortunately that particular week I'll be out of town, so I can't go. But my loss is your gain because my admission fee had been paid. So rather than let that go to waste, with the TOs and the event organizers for the Redstone Rumble, we have decided to do a giveaway. You want to go to the Redstone Rumble? Are you available to go October 4th and 5th? Do you want to play Fantasy at 2,500 points? A 40k tournament at 2,000 points? Flames of War or War Machine? Whatever the heck you want to play? You can have my ticket. The way we're doing a little bit of a giveaway. So basically, in order for you to win this free admission, and there'll only be one winner, I need you to come up with a great name for any unit I field, except for Lady Elizabeth or Lord Tremendous. They're going to keep their names. But if you wanted to name my Exalted Hero or one of my units of warriors or my Forsaken or my dogs, even the Beast, if you want to name the Beast, go for it. But the trick is you got to impress me. I mean, it's the free admission pass that I'm giving you, so impress me. Earn it. I know, kind of a foreign concept, but no. Earn it. Rename, just put it in the comments section. This will be going on for a little while yet because, it's out there for a little while, so everybody's going to get the opportunity to participate. But by all means, if you are available to go to the Redstone Rumble, October 4th and 5th in Huntsville, Alabama, and you want to get in for free, and you have a little bit of cleverness in you, or somebody you know is clever, rename one of my units. Put it in the comments section below. Just mark it, hey, here's my entry. This is the unit. This is what I think they should be named. The one that wows me, the one that makes me go, oh, I like that, is the one I'm going to choose. And you will get free admission to this event, the Redstone Rumble. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or whatever like that, just go ahead and go over to www.redstonerumble.com. Check them out. You can get their contact info and stuff like that. They'd be thrilled to talk to you, I'm sure, answer all your questions. Really cool guys, real big in the Warhammer scene. But yeah, guys, this is your opportunity to not only name one of Lord Tremendous's units, but to also get yourself a free ticket to a major event. It's worth it. Do it. But yeah, in the end, as you could tell, it was a victory for Lord Tremendous. I was able to mostly table my opponent. I ended up losing my Warhounds, my Corn Warriors, my Skull Crushers, and the Beast. Ah, that was so disappointing when the Beast died. The Crushers too, because that was completely my fault. I could have sent him into almost anything else and in his army and been okay. I don't know. I think it was the Banner of Eternal Flame. What I wanted to use it for, as opposed to what I should have used it for, were two different things. My Orc and Goblin opponent lost everything. I guess technically he had his Boar Boys left, so I guess he didn't actually lose everything, but you know what my point is. Bottom line is I got this one. The Beast getting off that spawn spell when he did was huge. Taking 6 of those Fanatics and dropping them where I wanted them to drop as opposed to where my opponent wanted to send them was huge in this game. It basically locked down the whole the left flank. My left flank and some of the center were just off limits for a while because of where those Fanatics dropped. Yeah, it cost me to spawn, but it was free, and he doesn't get anything for killing it, so hey, great spell. Gotta love the Beast. He always comes through for me, even when I let him down and I fail a break check for him. Just in case you were wondering, 12 Fanatics is a huge pain to deal with. It is really hard to think about the movement phase when you've got 12 of those little crazy bastards bouncing around the whole table. You have no idea where they're going. There's no way to predict which way they're going. All you can do is hope that wherever your guys are, they don't end up being creamed by the damn Fanatics. Really like that aspect of playing Orcs and Goblins, though. It's so much fun. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed this game. Like I said before, that charge with my Crushers, just rookie stupid mistake. I'll do it again. I will. I know I will. You know I will. If you've seen the way I play, you know I'll do it again. But the Skull Crushers actually did remarkably well considering just the handicap there. Hell, one didn't even make it into combat. He died from Fanatics on the way in. So the fact that 2 of them were able to hold the Trolls off for a while, I'm pretty happy about that. The Savage Orc Brick is devastating. Yeah, when it slammed into my Corn Warriors, took like 12 wounds, and then decimated the entire unit. The only other unit that does that typically is Witch Elves, and they have the benefit of poison and rerolling ones to wound. Well, everything to wound, so there is that. But yeah, the Savage Orc Biggins, that was painful. I don't mind telling you. The fact that the Savage Orc Brick broke on the last turn and stuff like that was huge lucky. That could have so easily gone the other direction for my Demon Prince. It's not even funny. If his general had just saved 1 wound and been able to attack back, my Demon Prince would have died, and there's a very good chance I would have lost the game. So, I gotta quit gambling like that, but it's so much fun. But yep, all in all, this was actually a lot of fun to play. I really do enjoy playing against Orcs and Goblins. This is a great opponent, and so I was really happy I was able to play against him again. But yeah, I'm really hoping to get the rematch in as soon as possible because this was a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for Battle Report number 126 because I got nothing else to say about it. I think everything has been said about it that can be said. However, if you disagree and you think you can think of something to say about it, feel free to put a comment in the comment section below. I will get back to you as quick as I possibly can. Because as you know, all questions, comments, concerns, and complaints are always welcome in my comment section. And the reason I say that is because somebody in a previous Battle Report in the comment section that said that some Battle Reporters said that if somebody put a negative comment in their forums that they would ban them. Hey guys, feel free to put whatever the hell you want in the comment section, as long as it's not some weird, child pornography thing or something just so far left field racist that I can't tolerate your existence anymore. I'm probably gonna let it stand and not care. So unless you really go out of your way, everything's pretty much fine. There is no taboo. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for me on this one, guys. So, thanks.